All right, what's up, everybody? Okay, so we're gonna talk about Sam Sulek's day of eating with Fuad Abiad. So pretty much, when you're young, I believe he's 21. Most people's metabolisms are really, really, really fast, especially if you played sports. Like I used to play soccer, and my diet consisted of fast food and cereal. And then my mom actually made really good food at night too, so I would at least get one, home cooked meal in a day also. So a lot of people's looking at the videos of him and they're like, man, maybe I should start eating like this. This is how you get big. For some people, yeah, that's actually how you have to get big. I remember when I was 17, 18, and I was trying to bulk, put on mass, I started out very, very skinny from soccer. I was doing half and half, not milk, half and half shakes mixed with weight gainer protein in there. I was working at my dad's Tex-Mex restaurant. I would be doing, like, in a 8-hour working period, I'd eat about 6 times enchiladas, rice and beans, and I would eat everything. So when you're that age, my metabolism didn't start slowing down for a while. It was like, I think after 30, finally started slowing down a little bit. But still, I can get in, fairly good shape in a week now. So it's still fast for my age, 40. So that was kind of like what we all did then. Me and my friends that were bodybuilding, we would, usually go smoke, and then we would just go eat a bunch of cereal. We'd go to, the burger spot or what's that one place? It was open all the time. Called the Golden Corral. We would be at Golden Corral for like 3 or 4 hours eating food, and we'd eat like kind of clean food at first, like steak and chicken, and then we go into all the pies and desserts. Because if you've been to Golden Corral, they've got some nasty food, but they've got pies and cakes and candies and ice creams, and we would just like leave there just physically sick. And so, but we would just burn right off, and we wouldn't get fat. It was impossible to get fat. And if you have that type of metabolism, that's the way it is. And people are like, well, that's really unhealthy to eat that way. Well, if this kid just ate chicken and broccoli, he would be like skinny. When your metabolism is that fast, you have to eat. Granted, he is young and he's probably taking a good amount of growth hormone too. And when you're taking growth hormone, that allows you to eat a lot of food too. That keeps you kind of lean. And I think he started growth hormone kind of young. I believe I was 24 when I started growth hormone. So I believe he's 21 there. I'm thinking back to when I was 21, I was eating like a maniac. I remember before one of my shows, I won 3 shows already, and this was my 4th show I was going for. I just moved up to middleweight to light heavyweight. And I had strep throat, and so I couldn't keep any food down. So the days before, I was just throwing up. And so I got my appetite back. I called my friend. I'm like, man, what'd I do? I lost 10 pounds. He's like, just go to Golden Corral the next couple days before your show and eat as much as you can eat. And that's what I did. I was eating just no rhyme or reason, counting, just eating as much food as possible. Drinking too. I didn't restrict my water because I was so sick. I was throwing up so much. And that was that 4th show. I looked amazing on stage. I didn't have to take diuretics, and that was because of my metabolism, not some secret potion or anything. If someone else did that, it wouldn't work from them. They'd be watery on stage. They would look horrible on stage. This is where it comes down to genetics. So a lot of y'all out there thinking like, oh, I'm going to start eating all this cereal now before my workouts. And if you are thin, because when I do coaching, I set up people's programs completely different. And then I also sell digital downloads on my website. I have some bulking plans on there. I have a dirty bulking and a clean bulking. The clean bulking is pretty much clean food. The dirty bulking does have some dirty foods on there. And that's for kids that are, skinny, that need to put some weight on. Because some people are like, yeah, I'm eating enough food. I'm like, no, you're not eating enough. And that's why you're not gaining weight. So I got a lot of people buying on the site. It's really cheap. It's like $50. And it comes with a nutrition program, comes with what vitamins you need to take and all that good stuff. And some pointers too, how to get all that food down. So it's normal, and your metabolism eventually slows down. And once you get to a certain age, you can't eat like that anymore. I remember some of the stuff I used to eat then. If I eat that now, I would literally throw up. or I would have the worst acid reflux, or I'd be on the toilet for hours. Your system just changes over time, okay? And then if you want to get more serious about bodybuilding, you're going to have to start eating a lot more clean foods, okay? It's easy to eat a lot of junk food, right? Cereal, donuts, hamburgers. That's easy. But when you're eating, dry chicken breast or fish or plain steak and potato, that's really hard to eat that 9-10 times a day. That's big boy eating. Like, I'm talking about 250 pound plus boy eating. So I remember I was at my biggest. I'm not sure how much the kid weighs. I was 5'10", about 280 at my biggest, and I was still fairly lean, and I was still able to eat a lot of cereal, and I even had that. My favorite post-workout meal was Fruity Pebbles, and I had that every day after I worked out. Even if I was prepping for a show, I would still do that. I would just cut it out about like 3 or 4 weeks out from my show. Didn't have to do cardio either, and he's just one of those guys too that his metabolism's fast and he can eat that way now. People are like, oh my gosh, you're going to be so unhealthy. Guys, he's in his 20s. He's going to be okay. Just think about all the fast food everybody used to eat in high school. You go get drunk in high school or party, go to Jack in the Box or McDonald's. We ate a bunch of junk food. But when people see bodybuilders doing it, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you do that. Why? What's the difference? We both need calories. So I don't see anything wrong with it as long as he keeps his health in check. When you eat like that, also, you have to understand genetically, whether it be on your mom or dad's side, did they have heart troubles? Did they have diabetes? And you can develop something if it's strong on one of your sides in genetics. So you got to be careful, especially with eating way too much sugars or, eating a lot of cholesterol. You just got to be careful. So I think he's fine now. He's just a kid. He's young, lives with his parents. And all his life is the gym, eat, and train. Like, I don't even think he's probably ever going to compete. So he's just living it up. And that's what you should do at 21. I mean, everybody's goals are different. I like to stay busy. When I was 21, I was staying busy. I had to go out all the time, be with friends. I was always working out though. And if I went to a party, I would have like a little, like a carrier with me. I'd have my, maybe a protein shake in there or a meal in there. I'd scarf down in 5 minutes. Or if we'd go to after hours, that I don't know if y'all know what that is. After hours, you usually would open at 3 a.m. and stay open until 8 p.m. And I would eat my meals throughout the night. As long as I was awake, I would be eating. So that's just a young kid, bodybuilder, just having fun. And I don't even think he does any recreational stuff, doesn't look like. Probably just smokes, and that's about it. So he's just an average dude. And I think that's why so many people like him, because they're like, yeah, dude, that's just his average dude, and he's big. So, eat your cereal. There's nothing wrong with that. You just can't keep doing it forever. Like, I'm 40. Am I going to eat like that now? No. I had to change my eating like a year ago. I was eating like these ice cream sandwiches. I still do. I'll find something I'm addicted to and I'll start eating it like crazy, like these ice cream sandwiches. Or I posted something like about Fruity Pebbles last year on my TikTok. When I first got my TikTok started, it was like a year ago, about Fruity Pebbles, and people were like, well, what's the secret behind Fruity Pebbles? I'm like, oh my gosh, there's no secret behind it. This is what I just like to eat. And people thought there was some sort of growth mechanisms around eating Fruity Pebbles. I'm like, no, this is what I just like to eat. So enjoy food, guys. If you're trying to get big, eat, and don't eat so clean. If you lose your abs, if you have abs year round, that means you're not growing. Lose your abs a little bit. It's okay if you get a little soft. We're trying to get you big, okay? So stop eating all the chicken breast and broccoli and, measuring out everything, every ounce. Just eat big. If you want to get big, you gotta eat big, and you gotta train big too. But train smart. I see him doing a lot of stuff in the gym. I did it too. You could potentially get hurt on, but they come back later in your life to kind of nagging. Like my back right now is from a lot of silly stuff I did when I was younger. Well, this kid's having a good time, enjoy himself, and that's about it. So that's my pretty much. I mean, there's nothing to it. Eat cereal, eat donuts, enjoy yourself, go work out, meet some girls, go party, whatever you guys do now, and peace out.